with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Molly Samora. This morning, students at the Penncrest School District are learning remote. That's after the district announced Cambridge Springs School, junior and senior high school will remain closed for another week. More than 7% of the school population has tested positive for COVID-19. Our Kristen Allen spoke with parents and community members about this decision.
Once again, in-person learning is on pause for Cambridge Springs Junior-Senior High School. Parents say it's a disappointing but understandable decision.
I guess there's really no way around it, but I think they should have been wearing masks from the start.
Justin Cumbeck says as a parent with children in school, it's already been a tough year.
A lot of kids have trouble with online schooling. My daughter's one of those kids.
His daughter, a student at Cambridge Springs, has a learning disability, so teaching her at home doesn't come easy.
She needs a little bit more one-on-one time. They teach them a completely different way than we were taught, so it's very hard for me to help my daughter in anything in school.
It's definitely unfortunate, like I said, for the kids because they need to get in there and have their education. But, I mean, for health reasons, I mean, definitely you have to do what you got to do.
Zach Gillespie's nephew is a student at the high school and plays on the JV football team. With schools making decisions on whether to be open or closed on a week-to-week basis, he says it's been hard for him.
If you're going to stay closed for a while and make sure that it is absolutely safe before anyone comes back, before you let them back for another 2-3 days or a week, and then it's closed again.
People we spoke to here in Cambridge Springs say it's disheartening, to say the least, to see the school closed another week, but they understand why the district came to the decision. Going forward, they hope they get more notice if the schools are going to be closed again.
Really, I'm kind of fed up with the school about this, though. I really don't like what they could at least let the parents be more in the loop about these things.
Kristen Allen, Erie News Now.
And meantime, 4 high school football games in our region have been canceled due to coronavirus issues. Titusville will not face Sharon in Seneca. Eisenhower game is also off the board. The Seneca game has been canceled because a large part of the roster is in quarantine. Sharpsville will also not play Lakeview this week. And the Cockerton-Cambridge Springs game has been canceled. So far this season, 14 games have been canceled in District 10 over coronavirus concerns. And the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is hosting an advisory committee meeting Friday to discuss Pfizer's application for COVID-19 booster shots. Meantime, the debate over the necessity of the third shot continues. A group of scientists specializing in vaccines don't believe the general public needs a COVID-19 booster shot right now. Those scientists and 2 FDA administrator leaders who will be stepping down in the coming weeks published a paper in the medical journal in The Lancet on Monday. They're arguing that the current COVID-19 vaccine supply could save more lives if used in people who are not yet vaccinated. The scientists say right now more studies are needed on the variant-based boosters before there could be a widespread need for them. And it's that time of year again. U.S. health officials are urging Americans not to forget about the flu vaccine. Last year in Erie County, flu shot numbers were low, likely due to the public health measures in place, like mask wearing and social distancing. But now that things are slowly opening back up and gatherings are happening, many people are unmasking. Now, local doctors say getting a flu shot is one of the ways to protect yourself. Primary care physician for St. Vincent, Dr. Christopher Serafini, says it's crucial to get the influenza vaccine even though cases were low last year.
It'll be pretty safe to get your flu shot for the flu season. And of course, with everything that's going on, trying to cut down the spread of illnesses and diseases is crucial. So anything that we can do to help that, 1, by getting your flu vaccine, and 2, by getting your COVID vaccine, if you haven't, is very important.
Now, the CDC does recommend getting the influenza vaccine by the end of October and say it's safe to get both the COVID vaccine and the flu shot at the same visit. And Apple is urging its users to update their devices as soon as possible due to a newly discovered spyware threat. The tech giant is rolling out an emergency update to protect against spyware that can attack through iMessaging on an iPhone, Macs, and Apple Watches without a single click. Hackers can use it to control your camera, mic, and record text, calls, and emails. Apple users are advised to update their devices immediately. And Hurricane Nicholas made landfall overnight near Sargent Beach in Texas as a Category 1 storm. The eye wall came ashore, bringing severe winds, heavy rains, and a significant storm surge in flooding. Nicholas had been downgraded to a tropical storm, but the danger is far from over, as many areas of Texas are expected to see dramatic rain totals, as much as 20 inches in some areas as it moves up the coast. The major concern now for the state is flooding. Nicholas will also bring torrential downpours to parts of southern Louisiana, where they're still trying to recover from the devastation caused by Hurricane Ida. This is the 14th named storm of the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season and the 8th to make landfall in the U.S. And now we want to bring in David. It looks like it might be a nice day outside. I don't know by the picture behind you. I guess that's in Texas.
Yeah, this is Galveston, Texas right now as we are watching a Nicholas. Most of the rain has actually moved on out of that area. You can see we've got some fog, just dreary conditions. Things are actually improving for some areas right now. You can see the steady stream of moisture back in the southeast Texas, southwestern Louisiana, but most of the rain is on the east and northeastern half of this system, and flooding, yeah, certainly a concern in Louisiana as well as Texas. Nicholas will continue to drift. It's going to slowly move. That's the reason why we could pick up many inches of rain, over a foot in some cases. As we get into your Wednesday, the system will continue to slowly move through Louisiana, an area that certainly does not need any rain. Right now, looking good outside, hazy sunshine. Temperatures are heading on up. We're at 77 degrees, feels almost like 80 because of that mugginess in the air. Right now, as we look around the area, temperatures upper 60s, lower and middle 70s. Hottest spot, 77 here in Erie, 75 in Dunkirk, 73 in Meadville, and that muggy meter continues to creep up. It is certainly on the steamy side out there late this morning. Doppler Max, nothing out there just yet. And if we see anything today, pretty spotty in nature, but still heavy rain, gusty winds with any of those storms that try to develop. Futurecast not really giving us much. Yesterday really didn't give us much through 5 o'clock. And of course, we ended up seeing some of those heavier storms roll on in. So I think we'll have a little bit of activity around 5, 6 o'clock, around dinner time for you. And then as we get past 10, 11 o'clock, we're going to watch that cold front begin to move on in. Gusty winds, heavy rain as it does move on through. And then we'll have some scattered showers out there. It looks to be more so for the first part of the day on Wednesday. You can see by the afternoon, most of the showers towards Oil City, Tionesta back there in the Sheffield, Bradford areas farther to the east. And maybe just another lingering shower for Wednesday night. All right, for today, temperatures making their way up into the middle 80s, some more scattered clouds. Again, maybe an isolated storm, but threat not high enough to warrant a 1 on the weather impact index. We'll keep it at a 0 as we get through the evening hours, but later on, of course, we are tracking those storms as they do come on in. Your zone outlook for today has much of the area getting well into the 80s, especially near the lake shore. Lower 80s, Waterford, Edinburgh over there towards Union City. And down 79, we go through Crawford County, Sagertown, Cochranton, as well as Meadville, right around that 83 degree mark. Maybe an isolated afternoon storm. Warren County, we're making our way up into the 80s as well. A little bit cooler towards the northeastern end of the county. We'll talk more about what this cold front does with our temperatures in just a minute. Molly?
Thanks, David. And a frugal grandmother has delighted social media after loaning her daughter some Vicks Vapor Rub. But here's the catch. That Vicks expired decades ago. A woman tweeted that her son was sick, so her mom loaned her the same Vicks that she used on her growing up. It expired in 1987. Many commentators then shared photos of their own ridiculously old tubes of Vicks and other long expired products. Now, Procter & Gamble, the makers of Vic products, also replied to the original post on Monday with a warning in the thread. They recommended not using expired products. I feel like that could happen to anyone, though. Dogs like balls, even balls used in professional sports. Cameras were rolling Saturday during a women's cricket match when a dog ran out onto the pitch and stole the ball. The animal eventually gave up the ball and was led away from the field by his owner. The International Cricket Council celebrated the incident by dubbing the dog named Dazzle as its honorary player of the month. David, I feel like we're seeing this more often. Animals are distracting people from the game.
Yeah, we had the Miami Cats over the weekend, and yeah, we got that dog catching the ball. That's what dogs do best, right? So he saw a ball and he just went for it and nobody could stop him. The thing is, if you run after a dog, they're just going to run faster than you. 84 degrees this afternoon. And we are watching those storms as we get later on into tonight. And really, again, for the first part of the day on Wednesday, a little bit cooler Wednesday into Thursday, but temperatures quickly heading back up. Some isolated inland storms maybe Friday and then into a Saturday, but much of the area still looking fairly quiet, and we're back into the middle 80s as we look ahead to next week. So certainly a little heat as we get closer to the official start of the fall season. Molly?
Thanks, David, and thanks for joining us for the Erie News Nowcast. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time. Our next news is coming up at noon on WSEE. Make it a great day.